Hey guys, we're with Eric Kuzian and Tanaz Tagizadeh from Austin Birch team, head of sales for Verge Condos. Hi guys.
Hello, how are you guys?
Hey, thanks for joining us today. We're excited. Verge Condos,
Very exciting, yes.
another successful project for Austin Birch. Guys, let's talk about this project. Tell us about the builder RioCan Living and how's RioCan different from the other developers out there.
Yeah, well, first and foremost, obviously, you're dealing with a powerhouse. They're, one of the largest landowners in the country, one of the first and largest real estate investment trusts of the country. So, they've 220 properties across the country, over 40 million square feet in development, over 80 residential buildings currently in zoning, another 20,000 units in the pipeline. So it doesn't get any bigger. It doesn't get any more secure. You're getting experts from planning to development to building to execution. So it's, you're dealing with one of the big boys.
Right on. I think we lost Maziar there. All right, can you name a few of their new condo projects, Eric?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they've been doing this for the last. RioCan Living's been doing this for the last 30 years. They have a massive portfolio of rental buildings, which is obviously exciting as well because you're dealing with a developer who makes decisions on buildings over 30 years or 40 years of longevity, as opposed to most developers who just want to make sure that they can deliver and then they're out. So some of their previous buildings that they've partnered on: 11 Yorkville, Kingly Condos. Their most recent one was Q&A at Upper Beaches in Queen East. But this is their first project where they've taken the lead as a developer. And this is kind of their new format moving forward, where they'll be leading the development moving forward.
Fantastic. Yes, those are major projects.
Yeah, absolutely.
Eric, can you tell us more about Queensway? We are seeing lots of activities happening in Queensway area, and investors are, I guess, leaning toward that direction. Can you tell us what are the most attractive reasons people are going that direction?
So, it's Etobicoke, but it's obviously considered one of the 5 cities of Toronto, right? Or one of the 5 neighborhoods of Toronto. So it is a Toronto address. The Queensway, what's exciting about the Queensway is its location. It's located between 2 of the largest cities in the province, right? So Mississauga and Toronto are the 2 largest, with the exception of Ottawa, but that's nowhere near us. But you're kind of sandwiched in the middle of 2 of the largest cities in the province. So when you see kind of the density and the amount of commerce happening in Toronto, the density, the amount of commerce happening in Mississauga, and you're kind of sandwiched in the middle, you're seeing this massive revitalization with currently, I believe, about 30,000 condo units in application right now in the Queensway Etobicoke corridor. So getting into these projects on the ground floor before this all happens is a massive opportunity for any investor or purchaser.
Very true. How many buildings are under the Verge umbrella? And tell us about the dedicated parkland you guys have incorporated into the project.
Yeah, it's a big site. It's at the southwest corner of Queensway and Islington. So it's a 3.25 acre site. And there's 2 kind of buildings, but each building is also kind of sectioned off. So, the West Tower, which will be the first release, is kind of has like an 8-story and a 10-story building component, even though it's tied in the middle. And then the East Tower, which will be the second release shortly thereafter, has I believe it's a 10, 11, and a 17-story tower counting out on the south side of the project. So right between them, there is a dedicated parkland that RioCan had to do with the city. So it's going to be beautifully landscaped and manicured to kind of create this pedestrian experience between both buildings.
Fantastic feature.
There is a parkland in between, and I think last time you spoke, or maybe Tanas told us, I think there was about, most of the building, they give 2,000-3,000 square foot of an amenity. This is about 30,000 square foot of amenities. But can you help us to understand how would that serve the residents and the unit owners?
Yeah, so the project has, about combined about 25,000 square feet of indoor and outdoor amenity, and then 30,000 square feet of retail. And obviously, the biggest advantage of having like RioCan Living kind of being the developer is they understand retail, right? Like their portfolio is massively involved with retail when you're talking about actual parent company, RioCan REIT. So you're not dealing with a residential developer who's just has this at the ground floor. You're dealing with experts who really know how to position retail. So decisions on, how the garbage or the back of house or the hallway, so that to make sure the parking and the retail doesn't really, meet with the residential, and how that all kind of flows through a project is actually quite refreshing to see when you're in our position of somebody who really understands it. So the decisions for that retail, both from an architectural and from a design standpoint, are very much curated in a way where you have retail experts doing it. So it's positioned for, beautiful, like either food and beverage, cafe, outdoor patios, something that's really, whether it's health and wellness, it's going to be something that's really going to be a advantage to the tenants or residents of the building.
Beautiful. So there would be some sort of parquet with the retail surrounding there that the neighborhoods can come down and enjoy the environment.
Yeah, all the outdoor kind of patios are going to be lined up against that parkland. So it really kind of creates that like amazing, feel of how you kind of go from, let's say, the residents at the top to the retail and then out to the public sector. So it's a great kind of marriage the way the design's been done.
Awesome. Let's talk transit and access. RioCan's always big on those two. What's in the vicinity and how would they help this project stand out?
Yeah, I mean, the difference with RioCan Living is it's not always just about public transit. They all their sites also have to be accessible by all major highways as well. So that's the benefit of this project. You do have the TTC, you do have the Islington subway station, you do have the GO train, all very close to the site, but you're also sitting right on the Gardiner with access to the 427, the 403, the QEW, the Don Valley, or the 401 with Pearson Airport right there. So all their sites, and we mentioned a lot of them coming, are all very much positioned for transit and for all types of commuters. So it is geographically perfectly located for that.
Very true.
One thing that comes to mind, most of the investors are targeting certain size. So if you can help us understand your unit mixes and I think square footage of the units would be great.
Yeah, of course. So 33% of the building is one bedroom. It's 430 square feet to 600 square feet. 35% of them are 560 to 670 square feet, one bedroom plus dens, and 22% are 690 to 850 square feet. And by code, we have 10% three bedroom, 870 to 1060 square feet.
So in a nutshell, you have majority of the building designed for affordable, and I can see that our investors can benefit. Maybe you're going to have a challenge for parking. Is that the case?
Well, so this is actually a very maybe good time that I tell you guys if we haven't told you before, but the majority of the units in the building will come with parking, which is something that you don't really see that much in projects launching. So units over 560 square feet will be coming with parking, with one parking spot.
So amazing. So that means what you can buy across the street from the other builders for $30,000 to $60,000 here, that comes with it. That's included.
Yeah, well, we are valuing is about like 60K for parking, and it is included in the price when you see the price list.
Lovely.
Exciting. Yes, these two buildings have pretty cool features, guys. Can you touch on a couple of those for our buyers?
Yeah, well, there are two specific ones that I'm so excited about, and it shows you how amazing and futuristic, RioCan is. One of them is something that is called content studio. So as you know, all of us in different industries are always very bound to our social media, and we always are looking for content. And we also need a place to, make those contents for our social media. So there will be a very professional studio in the building with, camera, with everything that a professional studio will have for the residents in any kind of industry that they can use that studio. Another feature that I'm very excited about as well, and people are talking about it, is that people don't just order, like home or office things, office supplies anymore. They're actually ordering food. They do their groceries online, and when they're at work, they cannot pick up their orders. They will need a place for the groceries and the dinner or the lunches to be stored. So this building will have a cold storage specifically for groceries and dinners. So when residents come home, they can pick up their dinner and then go to their place. I think this is a very cool feature as well that we're seeing these days happening a lot.
Both are must-haves nowadays.
Yeah, I want to have my pizza always be hot. That's awesome. So what about the views actually? Can you give us some idea about the views and perhaps if there is any obstruction that investors have to consider once they're choosing the units?
Yeah, I mean, where this is located, you're looking at pretty much unobstructed views. You do have a building just to the north, but you do obviously have a very wide Queensway separating. So with the exception of a condo building that is, I believe, 10 stories to the north of us. And again, it doesn't encompass, because this is a very wide floor plate that we have. So it's not encompassing all the north views. Some of the north views on the lower floors might be a bit obstructed. But then if you're looking your other three directions, it is 100% unobstructed based where it's located. And because we have such amazing views, every single unit in this building has outdoor balcony or terrace.
Lovely. So just to the south, absolutely unobstructed, east and west as well. Awesome.
Correct.
Fantastic. Let's get into the goodies. Can you give us a sneak peek about the payment structure?
Well, it's not signed off yet, but I can tell you that it will be a very attractive deposit structure, and you guys with the potential purchasers will be very happy to see.
Very extended, very favorable.
Stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned.
That's another advantage of dealing with the deep pocket investor developer. So that's awesome. Well, I think we covered pretty much everything. What are the next steps? What's the second step? Like, what should we do, investors? Do we have any procedures in place from now till we have the checks in our hand when we're signing happily the deals and moving to the next step?
We are literally just finalizing the final steps. Like we said, you guys, obviously being a platinum partner of ours, will receive your invite today, and you're looking at your platinum launch 1 week from today, which is the 13th. On the 13th, you will have all your assets, and to be able to start showing all the renderings, the project, and everything to your group of investors or purchasers.